bottom side. They're going to have to respect it on the side of DFM. Already one plate getting taken down. Remember, Shaco was the crazy variable. Arya certainly coming out as well. Something T1 might not have been ready for. But otherwise, across the map, it really is a full court press. Mid lane really the only strong point right now for DFM. FAKER potentially in trouble here. 2-shoot poison. No follow-up auto attack.
Yeah, just thought of Fog there. And just as a reminder, Shaco is not seen if he queues in Fog anymore. So still a positive thing for Shaco players there, where no flash on FAKER, just losing HP off of these ganks.
And you can see Evie's trying to hold the wave, but this always gets a little bit dicey when you're already kind of low on health. You know, he's trying to make it feel risky for Kana. Kana's so healthy, and he does have a ward in the river. And until you actually have levels on Shaco, like, you can't just queue over the wall and get all the way into the lane. So he's feeling pretty safe, and I do think that Evie overplayed his hand. When you really try to freeze into a heavy wave like that, you take so much harass. And unless the jungler is there immediately to punish, it doesn't get you anything. And in this case, T1 is actually looking to dive instead. Unless Evie hits 6, he's in danger. Oh, the whip.
Kana just at level 6. Ulti going wide is big. Owner can now step forward. Waterblade, if he double dashes to the wave, will he hit 6? Wants to clear it, is immediately going to hit 6, is immediately now going to ult. He's holding on and he's moving back. That's Owner's flash gone. Steel now on the way in. Ignite coming in from the invisible Shaco. Will now be revealed. Kana holding the line though, playing with confidence.
That was actually really well played. Evie dashing into the wave, killing just enough minions to get 6. They get 2 flashes off that for just the ulti and the ignite.
And Steel also just backing him up there, was on Grom and in position in case that was happening, so they didn't feel concerned about it. It started with Evie taking a bad trade, but in the end, able to defend him.
Evie now going to push this wave in. Kana backing off.
Yo creo que, o sea, yo creo que sí entiende, pero la mayoría de las veces que lo hace es por pura maña, por puro ahí estar piqueando.
Oh, yikes, that actually hurts. I thought he was at least TPing to base, so he would have been back to base quicker, but does get out. Unfortunately means his recall is going to be pretty delayed because he was just TPing to that tier 2. But either way, does escape. And maybe Steel needed to stay around a little bit longer, but I think they made the read. Kana's really low. They both just flashed. They expected T1 to have reset. They stay out on the map for a longer time there. They do get out to TP.
And so now I'm seeing T1 stabilizing, and a lot of it's based off of Gumayusi and Keria. Earlier on, they were able to threaten dive, push gang on Yutapon off the wave, and so they're behind. And they've been at under turf for quite some time, so maybe Steel can upset that. He is positioning for a gang.
Invisible has a Yuumi attached to him. That's an obnoxious combo. Gumayusi, though, the sidestep. Exhaust immediately coming out, and he's firing back. Polymorph on the Shaco. Very squishy champion. Ulti now coming in. He is not scared of that Shaco.
What the fuck?
Guns perfectly played.
If Yutapon was able to get that snare on Gumayusi, that would have changed a little bit.
Estoy viendo las dos al tiempo.
What a great response from them and Keria to get the kill back.
Yeah, it's all about the side.
No, solo el suyo. Pues como en el suyo se ven las dos.
Dodging the Jin W. And as soon as that comes down, Steel knows that he can't actually close the gap, so he's immediately retreating. But he is not 6. His farm has been very slow here. You can see a number of camps actually behind Owner, who already is 6.
En caso de
a lot of defensive tools there.
hasta noviembre.
No way to really get out.
Yeah, and it's getting worse and worse here. Just taking a look at this now on the
Exactamente.
setup. I like the idea because T1 would be in position for a dragon, as you can see.
No, inicios.
With Owner in the river. But yeah, they turn it on their head, able to get
La final es el 6 de noviembre.
So they can get the kill on towards Shaco. Now looking towards Rift Herald.
And the thing is, if you make a single misstep in that gank, you are guaranteed to die. He had no ammo on 2 guns, which means he gets to cast 4 abilities in the space of half a second.
Sí,
he might get to
apenas.
do it again. Steel now running. Evie now going forward, just wants to focus his kill on Kana, and he's going to grab at least 1. Fury not stacked quite yet. Steel has to be careful on this one. Level 6 has
Podría ser.
and can use it.
Aunque depende también la final. Si es un equipo pocho, nada. Ganas de verlo. Si se quiere clasificar a la final, uy, ya
Fear coming out. Evie will go down. Yutapon stepping forward. FAKER, no mana in the area. Arya is here. 4-shot available. The Gumayusi just going to start to walk it down. DFM, scrappy fight on the top side.
Yeah, DFM did not expect everyone from TM to be there, or T1 to be there, rather. As the bot lane was already there, when Steel jumps over the wall, and Gumayusi and Keria are waiting for him. They were not ready for that, but Evie does get the solo kill on Kana, so not bad whatsoever.
Yeah, the setup happened during the replay, and looks like now Steel's looking for another play on you. But in the end, T1,
y eso que ni siquiera lo tengo full.
they can still go towards it. They're keeping their bot side up in the top lane. And so it's going to be pretty difficult for Detonation Focus Me to kind of try to stop them. Here they are.
Oh, very high stakes to go into the Felios. He's got all the guns that he needs. He's going in. He's healing up. What are you doing? This is when the champion is the strongest. You just walked right into melee range.
Your red gun, white gun.
Ay, madre, das tres
Next
haces
to
también esa pantalla. What
Steel
the fuck?
learned that one the hard way.
Red, white,
Puta,
don't
se
fight.
mueve así tan rápido.
Oh, yeah, that was a math test, and DFM did not pass.
They didn't have the calculator.
Nope. It's hard without the old
Red plus white
TI-83.
equals gray. That's the math on
There
that
it
one.
is.
You hate to see it
You
happen.
do hate to see it.
TP,
T1 now
TP,
pushing the mid
TP.
lane. Their lead steadily growing. Yes, some strong individual moments from the side of DFM. Arya now fishing in for big damage. And while that looks good, the 2K gold deficit certainly does not.
That's true. But if you squint, you could only see what was happening in the middle of the screen. Like, DFM's doing
Ay,
great.
lo tiene en
If I
coreano.
did it like one of those Chinese TikToks where you can't see the
Ay,
screen
madre, pero qué troll.
whatsoever,
Yes.
just a little right there, it would have been perfect.
Uy,
So, Shaco
sí, no sé por
definitely
qué la suya
not
no se
working
tiró.
out so far. I mean, it's tough, honestly. You're playing essentially like what works as
Yo
an
creí que lo
assassin
gané en
here, kind
inglés.
of. And every time he's going in against Kara, he has to use the Q to actually get in. But then when that's on cooldown, he just gets polymorphed immediately, and he's getting exploded during the polymorph pretty much every single time. Really starting to actually struggle both to keep up in farm and
Sí,
to
no sé
actually
por qué no
really
se le
get anything
mandó
done
la...
in these plays.
That's why I want them to use Arya a little bit more. A lot of the times they think they're strong enough to be able to just come in as a trio, knowing that Owner is back in base, or earlier on in the game knowing that Owner was in the opposite side of the map. But just use a strong point of the map. He's been doing really well here, and now they're trying to make that happen.
Okay, damage, but while we all know what it feels like to play against a Fed Shaco, you might now recognize what a behind Shaco does, and it is very little.
Yeah, I mean, Steel is so unthreatening. Like, you have to kill Gumayusi to do anything. Gumayushi's playing with Exhaust. He has Carrier behind him on the Lulu. He has a full shield bow completed, and it's a phage pickaxe. You know, there's no threat whatsoever from Steel. So at this point, T1 should feel confident to just show up to objectives, start taking them, and make DFM come to you.
It really is just going to be the Gumayusi show. Of course, all of T1, though, looking relatively strong. You can see Faker still, mid lane pressure, still getting plates, but he's going to go Tabby, he's going to go Collector, and he's going to one-shot you. He's not going to need to auto-attack, he will just push abilities.
Yeah, and once again, Yutapon and gang have to leave this turret. Just free turret plates there, going over to Gumayusi and Keria.
Uy, mae.
Did
¿Él ver algo?
Something that
What?
T1 can just do on repeat. Regardless
¿Él
of
ver
where
algo,
Gumayusi and
mira?
Keria are sitting, they can just consistently play around the strongest piece, and it's working out well for them.
Ya, por estar cambiando de
Struggle for
cámara.
Steel. It's just going to take a lot of time to clear that out. Arya flashing through, trying to outplay Faker. Faker flashing over the wall, however. Portal jump, where's it going to go? Second Herald charge on the bottom side. Arya death to the will not find another 1v1. Has a stolen flash. Faker forced to retreat, so Arya should be able to trade
Sí,
a
no
little
le
bit of
digo.
something back.
And I've got to say, yes, it's very clearly looking like it's going one way at this point, but Arya has played like such a monster today. He is truly showing that he is world class. He absolutely gapped Abadaga last game. He's gotten the kill and he's gotten the pressure on Faker this game. Yes, he got some help from Shaco, but he is playing so well today.
Definitely is. Owner just going to do what he can to catch the experience in the wave, and T1 just steadily pulling ahead. Again, small moments, good moments from DFM, but sadly the Shaco really shut down in the early game. Makes it feel like it's going to be so hard for them to get anything done to stop T1's steadily snowballing gold.
Yeah, they have to do something about Kana here. I say that as Gumayusi and Carrier are back in the top lane to back him up and get this top turret. But he's just been a beast throughout the tournament, having the highest CS differential, and overall has been getting a lot of draft resources. The Graves has been a real power piece for him.
He's also getting a lot of owner resources
Yep.
up there in that top lane.
I think the difficult part too now is they just keep sending him to different lanes. He keeps farming, he's pulling ahead of the Renekton despite having 2 deaths already, and now Gumayusi, they're just using him as a strong point, rotating around the map, breaking down all these towers. Is he going to get the plate before 14 minutes? No. No, he is not.
Yep, well, they did take that tower down. The lead really growing here now, 4T1. The Chemtech Putrefier is done for Keria. 2,000 gold lead there on the AD. 1,500 on supports. There's nothing to sneeze at either. And I mean, really, it's becoming very difficult. The only one who has a lead is Arya, and it's small enough that it's going to be difficult for him to make anything happen.
Yeah, and if you take a look at the top side jungle here, just great amount of vision control there for T1, and there's a ton of gold being put on this second tier turret. So right now, DFM have to try for a play, and it looks like it's going to be on Kana.
Kana now backing off. That's the Shaco clone, but instantly going to see that deleted. And now suddenly, there's a Kiana running. He's going to get caught out by the sleep. Aria not going to turn back and try to fire again. Steel waiting in the darkness, but he's just forced to recall. T1 really not scared of DFM whatsoever.
But that's the benefit here from having so much vision in the top side, is that they didn't see them cutting through the top lane straight to the jungle. And now they're going to have first touch of this turret. So great job from T1 overall, making use of Gumayusi.
I mean, they just know they're so insanely far ahead. You just send Gumayusi up, start hitting the tower. Orianna and Lulu stand behind you. What are they going to do? Their wave clear isn't strong enough. They can't actually walk up to them and fight them either. So there's bleeding towers left and right here. They got both up in that top lane. They move mid. They take that. And T1 really starting to run away with this one.
And I just don't even know who the Shaco Yuumi combo can kill. You look at this combo without the item screen, and you go, that must be lethal. That's 2 ignites, that's an exhaust on top of a chilling smite, a Shaco with Halo Blaze. But then you take into account where they are relative to the opposing team. It's just so underwhelming.
I mean, I think that there's a few people that they could kill if they can catch them out, you know, away from a tower and in a 2v1. But the problem is T1 is grouping up constantly. They're not overextending in these lanes.
Yeah.
You know, if you catch Faker or even Kana, you know, overextending in the lane, you could probably run them down. But T1 is never giving you the opportunity. They're always within the same quadrant as each other, so you just have to live a couple seconds and you're going to have backup, and that has been the case every single time.
And since the early mistakes there from Faker just being picked out, I mean, he's been playing really safe and playing around phase rush and flash. So he doesn't have flash right now. He's not putting himself in a bad position. So TP coming through.
Forward, Secret Trouble Bubble not going to connect. Rather, Paddle Star will not connect now, trying to burn down Kana. Immortal Shield Bow proc. They will find the kill. It takes them a lot of resources, but T1, not a lot for them to take on the top side. Well, Herald just
Están todos abajo.
Yeah.
Voy a sacar Heraldo.
Being taken down. I mean, at this point, they're just going to try and at least chip at this mid lane inner while Rip Herald is being
Es que no hay top. What the fuck, ya abrieron todo top.
On the map right now, they could actually just say, we're not going to base. We're just going to use Rip Herald now, and then bounce between both mid and top lane and just choose which one has the biggest wave.
Este jungla se está pegando un carro en la partida pasada, weón. Se hizo todos los dragones y todos los heraldos. Dejó mamando al jungla enemigo.
Udapon has kind of been hung out to dry, right? He can't actually really move forward. He has to deal with this potential Kiana. There's always Gumayusi and Keria stuck together as a duo. So he's just kind of getting scraps and falling further and further behind this insanely fed Aphelios.
Definitely an incredibly difficult map state. DFM, respect for fishing for the opportunities, finding that, but it only gets harder. Again, it's great. More items under his belt, you can see starting to work towards a BT.
Pero quítalo uno para que no se pegue tanto.
A man who's going to be unkillable, I think, for the rest of the game, short of a miracle from the side of DFM, is Gumayusi. You see it now. Collector finished. He's the conqueror, lethality of Aphelios. This is so oppressive if it gets a lead.
Yeah, he's huge right now. So next fight, I would imagine it to be around Dragon. Don't think DFM can really take a fight on that one. They're pinging topside turret, and I believe that's just the right decision. Just try and trade across the map. And if we're just talking about the support jungle duo, it seems like Kana's going to be needing some defense.
Shockwave to delete the wave. You like it. Steel. Let's get the ulti down. Faker isolated to the side. And they are going to be able to break down mid tier 1, but it looks like at the cost of bot tier 2, maybe even tier 3 if the Herald can get a second charge.
It's going to get a second charge for sure. They haven't even started their recalls until just now. So it's going to be a while. I don't think that they'll be able to finish it off, but T1 is just going mid. They're going to push up that as well. So they're going to try to threaten multiple tier 2s at the same time here. And again, the gold lead
están ganando a punta de macro, weón.
further,
La partida anterior fue así.
tier 3.
Solo petillos y los volvieron mierda. No vieron tantas kills.
For the fight here, but the tower getting lower and lower. Evie going to dash in. Is going to get some good damage in with the Gore Drinker as well, but it's just going to get popped. Has the ultimate, has the Gore Drinker, but it's not nearly enough. Red-white, definitely time for DFM not to fight, the back away.
It's getting depressing really quickly, Dracos.
Yeah.
It's getting to that point. Evie busting out of his suit to see if he can start a fight, anything for his team. But yeah, I said trade, got Rip Herald was a thing, so really good decision from T1 to just say, well, we have vision in the bottom side jungle. We can just literally bounce from bot and hip turret, mid inner turret, and now DFM is just struggling to find anything on the map.
This is brutal.
They got a Gromp.
They got a Grump. I started the game, I saw 2 kills for the Zoe, and I believed in a miracle. And that belief is being slowly choked out of me by a Gigafed Aphelios and all of T1. And this is why they are currently fighting with EDG for first seed. And again, how much they have stepped up We saw the first game versus EDG, they got absolutely blasted. It was not even remotely close.
Los
EDG
están
playing good
volviendo
teams, second
mierda
time
en
around,
de macho.
clean things up, playing
Otra
a
vez
lot
todos los
better.
objetivos.
We
¿Y
are
esto
now
es que el mejor de uno?
100 Thieves can't make the upset
Sí,
for the
sí,
game
sí.
3, the rematch, the tiebreaker.
Esto ya es para ver, digamos, acá si gana, entonces ya de momento iría a SKT de primeras y no sé si estoy, bueno, de pronto de últimas, porque ya perdieron, entonces quieren de
Bueno,
últimas.
es que van
Ahorita estoy por ahí.
0-5. Ha perdido, no ha ganado ni una partida. Estos otros.
Exacto, ajá, por eso digo, o sea, si pierden van a quedar de últimas.
Eso es que
Los otros si ganan, no, pero los otros si ganan quedarían de terceras, y si ganan Wargaming van a quedar en empate, weón. Así que quién sabe si se disputen una partida otra vez entre Wargaming y SKT para solamente garantizar quién se queda de primero y quién queda de segundo. O sea, los dos ya pasaron, pero pues ya es como para luchar el puesto. Porque quedarían empatados si ganan, o sea, si ganan SKT y ganan ahorita los otros. ¡Y! Pues, puta la zona.
Really trying to force DFM to come into them, trying to bait a mistake, but DFM playing it slow, not really giving much up.
That was the best thing there done by DFM, and now they're pivoting for a fight. Aria's coming from a flank.
It's going to be easy to land the bubble. Bubble coming through. Now Faker going to be locked up, forced to flash away. Now Aria stepping forward. Looks like a creep going to tank that one. Pretty massive. Faker still rooted. Steal off to the side, but the Shaco not too menacing. DFM forcing T1 back, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to get much else.
Not able to do anything really besides get them off the Baron because again, T1 fights it out. They stay together as this squad. Aria poking away as much as he can. No real threat of a counter Baron on DFM side.
Yeah, and I just liked what DFM did as a response because Owner was the one that was sitting in a flank spot looking for a fight. He didn't want to be in the pit. He wanted to force DFM's hand to put themselves in a position where they had to fight. But Steel was right behind the pit. No one trying to push him off. Looking for another kill on a Faker. That was a close one.
No se lo pudo farmear.
The bubble going through the wall and off the map. If that had connected, you have to feel like Faker would have dropped.
The paddles are also very, very close there. You got to respect taking those swings here. Aria knows it's a long shot to come back in this game, but you've got to find picks if you want to have any hope whatsoever. But T1 just focusing so much on vision control. Look at all the sweepers they've got. They've got the Umbleglaive here as well on Owner, you know, going more for the vision control, vision denial, just trying
No
to
entiende nada de lo que está haciendo.
And that's been the strength of T1 in this group. They have the highest support jungle proximity. A lot of the time, vision is nailed down by Owner and Keria. They've done a great job at it, and it's surprising for such a young roster, of course, specifically looking at Owner being that rookie this year with Gumayushi. So really good look for the team. You said that they were skilled, and it looks like they have the fundamentals down pat.
Very crucial.
And it feels like we're kind of just on this collision course for the tiebreaker. At the end of the day, of course, there is the chance that DFM can make something happen or that 100 Thieves can potentially pull off a miracle. But given any sort of upset, nothing like that happens, it is going to be T1 versus EDG, meeting for that first place seed. And EDG, despite being the LPL #1 4 times now, have never come out of groups #1. They always come out in second place. They always seem to fall short at Worlds, and T1 is looking to try to make that happen here once more.
INTZ tiebreaker. Got H2K out in first seed. Thank you, INTZ. Part of the 2016 run. C, BDG can make just a small bit of history today by taking T1 down in the tiebreaker, but of course, one game at a time. For now, Steel locked up, has to play careful. Of course, Yumi is getting stronger. She does have the Luden's Echo completed, so isolated members of T1 are still very much vulnerable, but when they play as kind of this death ball, it's so hard to get through both the Orianna and the Lulu shielding.
Yeah, they're going to have to go back there because the blue trinket is being hidden by the control ward, but ultimately, wow, that's a lot of damage on a ward's owner. They just wanted to play with time there, knowing that Graves was just threatening down bot lane. No one was responding to him. Now, Renekton is going down there, but I think T1's doing a good job playing it respectfully, and now they should just start up. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, they're going to try to force here. I mean, they have no engage, so they can't really pick a lot of their fights. The only way to get fights is to actually go to the Baron, but then they have no tank, so the Baron is somewhat dangerous. They're relying on these shields. And DFM trying to get in here to stop them, but it is going down fast.
Steel leaping out, heavy off to the side. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to get into the pit. Can they do it? Steel Can he find the miracle? He ults, but that just means he does not have time to land the smite. DFM now trying to force the fight in the meantime. Gumayusi on the backside, but he has not taken any damage yet. Red, white, do not fight. Do not take this one. Gumayusi finding kill onto the Shaco. In the meantime, all of DFM running. Yutapon got the 4-shot, the extra movement speed. Arya trying to lay down some damage from downtown, but Ebby just going into the meat grinder, getting chewed up. Owner can leap forward with the water blade in a moment. 3 members of DFM left standing as they back away, but T1 with the Baron can push in for so much.
Uy, lo va a cazar.
Oh, yes!
Okay, I see you.
Oh, that's
Owner
FAKER.
is
Hello,
styling.
FAKER.
Here we are. Hello.
FAKER TP. Arya fishing for one more
No,
kill.
son
Maybe a
es.
solo kill, but goes golden. Kana there to body block the fall of Paddle Star, and T1 just marching down mid lane. They've got a Baron empowered wave. It might be enough to end the game, but Steel coming back. It feels like instead it will just be 2 quick inhibitors picked up.
Hey, they want to go for it. At least Kana's just trying to pressure that one turret. But yeah, just take a look at this. It's just insane. Gumayusi unkillable. Doesn't need to use his sums on that one. On one side, and on the other hand, Owner are looking from a flank, and that's just been what Owner has been doing throughout this game. Has been really creative with the vision that they do have. And taking out this Axe effect replay here, DFM wanted to push in. A great call to use ulti just to stun up the members of DFM so they don't have a chance to steal.
Yeah, and then it's all about the shockwave from here. As the 3 members of DFM try to exit out, FAKER finds him as he has so many times before. No chance for them to get in, no chance for them to get away, and FAKER again.
Locked up. FAKER taking his time with this one. Clockwork Warrior, the command attack, gonna finish that kill off. Steel running, he's invisible, but T1 are still.
Claro, es que cuando él ralentiza, con esa mierda si está ralentizado, lo que hace es ya stunearlo, ¿no?
No, o sea, si le da eso en todo el centro, o sea, eso tiene dos.
Sí.
Es como la R, es como la WDC,
Sí,
o sea,
sí, sí, sí,
en
sí.
todo el centro lo congela y en los alrededores le da slow.
Qué asco.
Sí, el ítem es muy roto. Y lo peor es que da mana y da vida, o sea, lo tanqueas un poquito y